Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 3 of the Finals for the Paragon 4 Fun Tournament, hosted by the Wretched and Divine Discord server. I'm Swistic, and we'll be casting this final game between Asura Rage and Hunters of Agora. Each team has won one match so far, so this one will decide who wins the glory. Let's hop right into it in 3, 2, 1, go. On the side of Asura Rage, we have Zyla, as usual, on the carry, playing Twin Blast this game. Supporting him will be Book Synchroman on Decker. In the mid lane, Hai2 playing Gadget. Ian Fidalgo jungling on Copper Beast Rampage. And Angry Bird 285 in the offlane with the Novaborn Greystone.
And on the side of the Hunters of Agora, we have Extras and I think it's Obazer as the support carry duo in right lane. And we have the sub, Espamono, in the mid lane as Howitzer. Ben Law on Quan in the off lane, and we have Doblots on the Severog in the jungle. This is quite interesting.
I'd like to point out here that Hunters of Agora actually did a sub. Spono is now playing rather than Dabinsi, probably because they're looking for maybe a more confident Howitzer player. So
I've had that experience before. We see from the last game. Last game was quite a bit of a stomp by Azura Rage. The game before that was a stomp by Hunters of Agora. So unsurprisingly, we see quite a few picks. Or we see the carry and the Greystone stay for
right.
Azura Rage.
We're seeing interesting support Bellica on the side of Hunters of Agora as well. This is
Don't see that very often.
a rather surprising team comp. We'll have to see if it works for them.
You see Infidalgo on his usual comfort pick of Rampage. Seen quite a lot of him playing that.
Right.
And we actually see a proper caster on high tick, actually on a proper AoE caster, probably to combo with the Decker really well.
And Spono is on Howitzer as well, so he can do his best to counter. He's in a bit of a tricky situation here, though. Seek and Destroy is going to slow him down. Stay Bomb isn't going to landmine, but Book Synchroman's going to finish him off. First blood from Decker.
It's nice rotation from Decker there. There's not much the offlaner Ben Law can do to threaten Zylo early, so it's a really nice rotation.
Right, especially as he's freezing pretty far up the lane. It's too risky for Ben Law to push at this stage of the game. Both junglers waiting for river buffs, and both will secure them. Doublebox with the purple buff rotating into mid lane. Ian Fidalgo is as well. Spono hit with the Boulder Throw and the Seek and Destroy. He's going to go down almost instantly. Ian Fidalgo is subjugated under tower though. Doublebox is trying to take him down, but Hai2 is going to do enough damage quickly enough. Ian Fidalgo actually picks up a double kill.
Wow. I think either of them knew what was hitting them. The Rampage had black buffs there.
I think black buff's what really made the difference there.
Really unwise. Now that Hai2 is pushing up that tower, and just being a really big threat, gaining a double kill on the side of Hunters of Agora there. Really, black buff early is really strong, and so is...
That's going to double your basic attack damage from a character like Rampage with those strong base attacks, and who can really lay them down when someone's stunned by that Boulder Throw. It's going to be really effective for DPS output.
They really would have been able to capitalize on Ian Fidalgo being very, very aggressive there, but they didn't want Sever didn't engage immediately, which allowed them to escape on minimal health. So rotation from the mid lane onto the Asura Rage safe lane.
Spono's just
bullying
gonna
them.
shoot an R2000 and get out of there. A bit of an engagement here, though, in the Hunters of Agora safe lane. Ian Fidalgo will land a bullet throw and a kill onto Extras X. Doughbox is moving in. Subjugate isn't going to hit anyone. Opazor is now the one in trouble. Seismic Assault will hit Ian Fidalgo, who will in turn fall to Doughbox. 2 for 1 from Asura Rage.
Very nice trade. Very nice trade for Azura.
Taking out both members of the Hunters of Agora safe lane.
Looking pretty good. Black buffs popped up on the right side again, going straight to Azura Rage. Looking pretty damn good for Azura.
They're definitely doing well in this early game, and if history tells us anything, this means that Asura Rage will be able to set up quite a snowball.
But hopefully Hunters of Agora have learned their lesson from the 2 past games, knowing that they do end up snowballing quite a bit, and we see Doughbox rotating to the mid, looking threateningly at high 2 there. He does also have red and green buffs, so we'll see if the engagement goes down. They are staying around, just kind of milling around as Doughbox actually ends up backing, not doing anything really in the mid there.
I'd like to point out, though, I do think Extras X on Yin was actually a bit of a weakness in Hunters of Agora last game, because they couldn't peel effectively for her, and she had to be in the middle of the action. They do have more hard CC from Howitzer and Bellica. I just missed a kill here in mid lane. But I don't know if that's going to be enough for Extras to stay alive and do her job as Yin.
I don't feel like it's a very good pick considering their comp. The comp's alright for Yin, but it's not the optimum. So I feel like it's one of Extras' comfort picks.
Ian Fidalgo getting nearly taken out after aggressive engagement into the Hunters of Agora safe lane. Subjugate from Doughbox will finish him off.
It's a bit aggressive, a bit too aggressive there. He was half health already and on not mana.
Right.
Kind of just can't do anything there, especially when Greystone took quite a while to follow up, and he's not really known for his lockdown.
I really think Ian Fidalgo should have waited for his Enrage to come up, hit level 5 before he takes an aggressive gank like that. Because Enrage is not only going to give you the rapid boulder throw, but a lot of tankiness, so that you can make those aggressive engagements, make those aggressive plays that that Asura Rage rely on.
You can just dive a tower at any point, at any time.
Right.
It makes, whenever Rampage is in lane, you are scared. Even if you're on half health and Rampage is in the lane, even if you're under the tower, you're still scared because you can just enrage, throw that boulder straight in your face, taking you out. Absolutely, really good hero at the moment. Version 41. Just kind of farming at the moment. Raptors will come up in about 2 minutes, and we see a lane switch by Agora.
Yep, once again moving their carry closer to the Raptors.
I think we've seen at least 2 games here where Hunters of Agora have had the Raptors against them, on the wrong side of the against their carry. So we've seen them do this quite a lot. Look, Sinikamun, I was just poking the other support. I think they definitely took the Bellic of the control, and the fact that
she does have a much bigger presence in team fights. Bit of an engagement in the Hunters of Agora off lane. Colossal blow onto Zyla is going to put her really close to the tower. Doughbox is on her. Siphon will finish her off, and Extras gets the kill. Ian Fidalgo is now in trouble. Despite the enrage, he's taking a lot of heavy damage from Yin. Lash kick onto him. He's going to dive under tower. Extras X taking tower aggro. Doughbox will finish him off, but he's now stuck between the 2 towers. Going to retreat into the jungle. I don't think High 2 can follow up enough to take advantage of this, so that's going to be 2 for nothing on the side of Hunters of Agora.
It's a really nice rotation there, and we see this sort of dominance, and we only saw the jungle rotation from there. Only
Right.
the jungle rotation from Hunters of Agora, and they still picked up a double kill. They gave one to Extras.
I thought Asura Rage would be taking down that tower for sure because they did have Ian Fidalgo rotate much earlier. But Hunters of Agora did a great job of zoning them off the tower just long enough for Doblox to come in with the Severog and make his fantastic engagement with the Subjugate and Colossal Blow.
We really aren't quite showing the presence, but it does look very, very even at the moment. The most deaths coming from the person with the most kills, Ian Fidalgo, at 5-4.
Everyone's about even on farm so far.
The Extros gaining a tiny little lead off the kill he got, but not quite enough to say that they are very much ahead.
There's an engagement around Raptors. It seems like neither team's really willing to commit to them just yet. Asura Rage is known for their aggressive rapid pushes, so we might see that coming in here. Double seismic assault, no follow-up. Overzord gets hit by the stasis bomb and the grenade. Extras will zone them out for now. Asura Rage now moving on to Raptors, even though there are 4 members of Hunters of Agora on standby. Smono is going to use his Ranked Rain, zone them off Raptors, as I was only to be able to pick up 1. Doblox now on Zyla, there's no peel for him. Looks like Zyla will go down to Doblox. Booksinkerman is now weak and Doblox moves on to her. With a black buff will finish her off. Ian Fidalgo now in trouble, and Rage isn't going to protect him. 3 kills for Hunters of Agora.
Nice. That originally looked like a really big waste of an ultimate from Howitzer there, but it turned out that he was just pushing.
He was blocking off their exit.
Pushing the enemy team into Doblox with that black buff, being able to take out Zyla with no feel from his team.
Right. I don't think he even realized Zyla was in trouble. That's some miscommunication for Asura Rage. I really don't think they should have gone for the Raptors there. They saw that Hunters of Agora had 4 members of the team on standby, but they just aggressively played for that, and it ended up costing them 3 kills.
Definitely taking a huge risk in doing that. This is a really close early game, so they haven't been something like this that Azura's actually taken part in. So they're still acting very aggressively on these objectives, even though they're not necessarily ahead. And now that kill has gone down, it looks like Yin has actually gained a significant lead over Zyla.
And she did pick up those last 2 Raptors as well. Looking at the scoreboard, both junglers are pretty much dominating the board. 6 kills for Doblox and 5 for Ian Fidalgo. Both these junglers are really very aggressive players, and they're really making their presence on the field.
Definitely see that Zyla, Ian Fidalgo on the rampage is he's getting capitalized on. Even though he's getting these kills, every time he jumps in, trades, he gets a kill and then he dies himself. Whereas the Severog, he's using his early game disadvantage to be more wary, and that's allowing him to get those substitutes and allowing his team to deal a lot of the damage.
And he's only really making the aggressive plays when he has advantages like green buff or black buff, or the distraction from Spono on Howitzer. Playing a lot smarter this game. It's going to be a tower going down for Angry Bird 285 on Greystone.
Kind of a staring match in the mid as 3 on 2 people. Have a glare across the mid lane here. An odd choice of rotation. No one really getting much farm. That CP getting split between 3 people. Left lane, Angry Bird's getting ganked by Doblox here.
Judgment of the Heavens will tether Fury, gonna put him into his Reforged, and Edwin Lower is just gonna wipe him instantly.
That was incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
That Greystone got destroyed. I don't even think I saw his health bar come back up again.
Very well played by Doblox and Edmundlore.
Usually, it's very difficult to hold down a Greystone because he's got a lot of health and he can take. But that was really nicely contained as well as killed.
Between that subjugate and the Judgment of the Heavens, he really wasn't going anywhere in that fight.
Really nice chain CC coming out from him.
Ian Fidalgo moving on to Extras. Heavy damage onto Open Lore. An excellent Tesla Dome. Extras is just barely alive. Edmund Lore is going to keep Ian Fidalgo off of her with the Judgment of the Heavens. But Extras is going to be forced to back. They might be able to push down this tier 2 here. Colossal Blow onto Zyla just to zone him out. Ian Fidalgo taking a bit of damage, but he's going to be saved by the Quenching Scales.
They just want to zone them out of the mid lane, stop them from taking that objective off one kill, while the rest of their lane pushes. Yun's got to go back to the left. They don't have any advantage anymore, and they're actually at a disadvantage here. They've got we could see Hunters of Agora being Hunters of Agora's mid lane push.
Oh wow!
And I actually got hit by that.
Yeah, that Light of the Heavens, even from the river, still hit Zyla and Book Sinkerman. I think if Spono would have been just a bit quicker to react, might have been able to secure a kill onto that carry.
Continuing to see kind of a really big focus from both of the team on mid lane. We saw Agaza just pop in, see how Espimon is doing, and now we've got two people in the mid again. Carry in the mid. Not sure why this decision's been made, but it has.
It's where all the action's happening so far in this game. Extras playing cautiously, just trying to get his farm as much as he can. Moving on to high 2. Gonna take a sticky bomb. Not sure what he was thinking with that poke there.
Doesn't seem like he's focusing particularly much on that.
Doblox with the purple buff looking to engage on high 2. Bookstick is going to rotate. Just hovering around that tower.
A really good time to wait for the team to rotate while that purple buff knocks off, and then just engage with a colossal blow.
I don't think there's room for a follow-up here with Ian Fidalgo as far up as he is. Not sure what Doblox is waiting for here. Seismic Assault onto Book Sinkerman, an excellent subjugate. Colossal Blow onto Ian Fidalgo, but Book Sinkerman is going to be able to jump out of it. Ian Fidalgo will jump right through the Make It Rain. He's going to take another R2000 from Howitzer and Boulder Throw onto Extras. But no follow-up from either team.
A lot of abilities were hit there, but I don't think that's proper.
Containment fence onto two people. Hunters of Agora retreating safely, using that Quelling Gale to soak up some damage, clear some space for their team.
And allow them to not get hit by that very important CC that Infideligo is pumping out. FB. So
looks like the teams are backing off. Meanwhile, the two offlaners, Edmund and Angry Bird, have just been duking it out in their lane the whole time, ignoring the 4v4, saying we'll just hack at each other.
they are both building quite. Looks like they're both building quite tanky. So a Radiant Mantle and an Imperium Mask.
Edmund Lore is actually going to fall to Gadget's Tesla Dome there. Pushed up a little too far by the Orb Prime Pit. Seismic Assault onto Ian Fidalgo. He's going to get out safely. R2000 onto two people, that's going to deal a heavy amount of damage. Subjugate onto both of them. OMG Doblox is moving onto Rampage. He's going to go down.
Really nice capitalization there.
I thought
See though,
they could have taken down Book Sinkerman there as well if they just moved in with the engagement, but they're going to settle for a tier 1 here.
really nice. Unfortunately, I don't think Extros has been taking that much of an advantage of that lead that she had.
She might be doing that.
Kind of catching up very slowly, but they're going on to wraps now.
And this should give her the lead she needs.
Yin obviously her biggest, one of her biggest powers in the early game is how fast she takes those raptors, but it doesn't really matter.
Right.
It doesn't seem like Asura Rage wants to even contest it. We see really good vision game coming out from Hunters of Agora, the river, everything kind of warded, and only defensive wards on the side of Asura Rage.
Extra Sun Yin is now going to be 6 points ahead of Zyla on Twin Blast. Teams are returning to their farming, kind of waiting for the next major engagement. They know that Raptors are no longer an option.
And they probably want to look for Orb Prime at the moment, but we'll see. It has been close considering the rest of these games. So
even looking at the farm, both teams are relatively even despite that carry deficit. Spono takes some poke from Books and come in the mid lane. Doblox is rotating over to help.
It looked like Howitzer used his bump to just move out of the way of that really nice stun from Books and
Still, both junglers kind of moving around the mid lane.
Zala's going to get torn up. He's on his own and just gets torn up by the duo lane. Really nice knock up, really nice control from Bellica, and just the damage coming out from Extras, and then his lead.
Seismic Assault isn't going to hit Ian Fidalgo. Pounce will get him out safely.
It seems like we're looking at a really aggressive comp from
Boulder throw and stun onto Obazor. Quelling Gale is gonna almost allow Yin to take out Ian Fidalgo, but not quite. Obazor using the quenching scales to stay alive. Ian Fidalgo pouncing onto her, but Yin is gonna use the lash kick to finish off Bookslingerman. Instant Boulder throw to kill Obazor. Support for support. And they're going to disengage here with that.
It's not too bad, not too great for each side. We just see a lot more pressure on the left lane. We see 3 people, 3 out of the people they currently have alive, just rotating to the safe lane and not really getting much out of it. Just a waste of time, really, as we see that Extras gets a kill out of it. Still picking up that very, very important farm. She's now at 40. Meaning that she's going to come online very quick, very soon. And probably going to be able to pick them out. Has torn up the left. Let's see if it gets it.
Both carries moving around the mid lane. Yin's going to pick up a black buff.
Looks like they're looking for an engagement. They really should. They have got both of those really nice buffs. See that.
Looks like they will back off for now, though. Yin with black buff can be quite scary because her Windburn will actually apply the black buff DOT onto every single one of her targets. I'm gonna see her clear off this minion wave almost instantly.
Really good use of that black buff is still onto the carry, and it's compounded by Yin's kick. You see, just turning back and farm. We've got Infidelico pumping down the pressure on the mid lane. They really want that mid lane tower. They can get back the pressure on the Raptors, so they can kind of use the advantage.
Doblox is there. Ian Falco's just barely gonna jump out of the subjugate.
Is backing, and we see Paragon just rotate back into his jungle. wants to.
Bulbasaur with an aggressive blink onto Haitu. Gonna use the Neuro Disruptor, but her Seismic Assault isn't gonna allow any follow-up. It's the thing when you have a support like Bellica, she can dish out quite a lot of damage through her abilities, such as that Neuro Disruptor and the Void Drone. You have a lot of control in teamfights, but you don't have as much setup as some of the other supports, like maybe Narbash or Decker.
We see that it's not looking absolutely fantastic for Azura Rage. It is fairly equal, but Azura Rage, with their comp, they need to be dominating earlier. We've got Sevarog and Yin on the side of Hunters of Agora, and the only later game and hero we've got for Azura Rage's Decker is that
two-man subjugate onto Bookskinkman and Zyla. Ian Fidalgo's knocked away from his team with Team Rage. He's going to hit Obrazor with the Boulder Throw. Zyla's going to be trying to follow up. He's going to take a bunch of heavy damage. And a nice make it rain here, but Doblox is out of position. He's going to finish off Zyla and move on to Bookskinkman. Haitu's now in trouble. Extra X barely getting away. Haitu is still taking down from Doblox. He's going to hit with a Subjugate and the Siphon. That'll finish her off. 3 more kills for Hunters of Agora.
They could very much be taking Orb Prime from this.
Looks like they might be going for just the tier 2 for now instead. Angry Bird is finally rotating into the mid lane. Not going to be in time. I'm hoping to see an Orb Prime push here. They do still have 30 more seconds until Gadget gets up, and Twin Blast is just barely respawning.
Going to be looking for Raptors here. Taking that tier 2 Raptors is not a bad sort of.
Right.
Not a bad thing here. This game has lasted quite a bit of time, so we are seeing Yin head up to 46 card points, going on 47, getting to late game on the carries here. We're looking for an Orb Prime. They're probably looking for an Orb Prime and then a finish push because they've got that mid tier 2 down. That's inhibitors exposed, and the offlane duo is kind of just doing their job and just kind of ping 2 people off the map while the rest of the team 4v4s.
I'd like to see more rotations from the offlane, as Kwang does have some spectacular engagement through his Judgment of the Heavens, and Greystone as well can really get into a fight early and set up something with his Reforged. But they've just been keeping to their own lanes for now.
We see on both teams duo frontline. However, I really think Azure Rage needs that rotation from the Greystone, because it seems like Dublox is having a better time frontlining on Severog with all that tank compared to Ian Fidalgo. They need that frontline. They really need to make sure that Ian Fidalgo is not just singled out as soon as he goes in and then just blocked off by that by all the CC that Agora has. They are just rewarding at the moment. Taking a look around the map, looking for an opportunity for a pick. Ian Fidalgo into the strong side of Azure Rage's jungle, heading out, having seen the howitzer.
Oh, we do actually have a kill onto Zyla in the off lane. Booksinkerman is now in trouble, getting lash kicked by Extras X. She's going to use a Containment Fence to keep herself safe, but Obazor is still there. Are we going to see a Seismic Assault? It will hit her. Neuro Disruptor, and is just barely going to end. This Void Bomb will finish her off.
Yeah, it's a really nice use of Bellica's abilities there, and just Zyla shredding the hell out of anyone who gets in their way. Extras, excuse me.
Angry Bird and Edmundlore fighting in their own offlane. Angry Bird's going to have to use the Reforge, but Edmundlore is really low as well. Fury of the Heavens will go down, and Edmundlore is just barely going to get finished off. The Judgment of Heavens isn't going to peel for him long enough. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Haitu is getting extremely low on Gadget. She's going to go down, but Obazor gets hit by the Boulder Throw, and Ian Fidalgo glitching a bit here, but he's going to take her out. Looking for Spono. And he will fall as well.
Damn. Yeah, so that's a really big advantage for the Rage. They've really come back. They really need to go for all prime here now. Basically, just power up one of the lanes.
Sorry, there's a
really
hilarious replay blog on Ian Fidalgo right now. Caught in the middle of his pounds. Doblox is going to rotate and try to protect his tier 2.
I would not be surprised if they take a 2-2. And,
Zyla's going to be
no, I think
taking this uncontested.
Yeah, this tier 2. I think Hunters of Agora, they got a double kill, but they should have backed off there. They should have gotten out.
Right.
And they just stayed a little too long. They should have taken that advantage and gone straight to prime.
As we say that, Zyla's staying too long in the enemy jungle, quickly getting bursted down by the Obazor and Doblox. Stole green buff, but that was just too long. He did know that the members of Hunters of Agora were just respawning, so a bit too risky from Zyla there.
Mistakes on both sides here. Infidalgo still got his hands up in the air, jungling, still running around a bit. We've got an engagement in the mid lane. Actually, no, just Invis, Bellica waiting for that.
Looking
TP.
for somewhere to get that seismic assault.
Yeah.
But Asura Rage is staying back for now. They're now 13 and 19 on kills, reversed their early game lead.
Going for all prime here.
Extras will finish it off. Bookstickman did her best to steal it, but she's not going to get it. A nice Tesla Dome and Containment Fence combo is going to very nearly finish Bookstinkerman. Make it rain is going to do a significant amount of damage. Bookstinkerman will fall to extras. They're doing the best they can, but Ian Fidalgo gets rooted and hit by the Subjugate and as well the Judgment of the Heavens. He's going to fall. Double kill for Hunters of Agora.
As soon as they lost Bookstinkerman there, they should have backed off and reevaluated because they have prime. The Yin is still ahead, and I don't think they're going to be able to do much to defend this inhibitor.
Obazor with the aggressive blink. He's going to miss the seismic assault. Inhibitors will fall. Subjugate onto Angry Bird as well as the Judgment of the Heavens. He's going to be locked down there for a while.
Quite everyone is with them, but they're looking for that right lane.
Hunter.
Tier 2, possibly that inhibitor as well.
Jumping through the inhibitor for this.
Finally get safe passage into that tower, and it's going to get taken out completely uncontested up there.
There are 4 members of Asura Rage to defend this inhibitor. They're going to have to get some pick if they want to actually make this work. Doblox moving on to Angry Bird. Not going to score anything there. Hatu gets hit by the Subjugate and the Seismic Assault. Taken out by extras.
Panic Tesla Dome going down straight, straight there.
It's going to be a huge part. It's going to be a huge part of Asura Rage's teamfight potential going down. Spono aggressively blinking in. Gonna use his landmine to knock Zyla into the tower and an aggressive make it rain to take out Booksinkerman. Zyla's not gonna hit by the Subjugate, but he's gonna get taken out by Edmund Lore. Angry Bird trying to stay alive under tower. Ian Fidalgo doing his best to escape with his Enraged. Angry Bird just running around his inhibitor, trying to stay alive. Seismic Assault and Void Bomb will hit him. He does still have Reforged up. Or not. Another replay bug. 2 inhibitors down. Ian Fidalgo's the sole one defending.
I'll be honest.
This should be game for Hunters of Agora. Ian Fidalgo's just zoned out of his own core. Gee.
Goes completely down.
Gee.
So fast. He shreds the hell out of it, probably using that hemorrhage.
Hunters of Agora will take the Paragon for Fun tournament. What a series. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a really good game. That was a really good last game. As we said, first game of the finals, Hunters of Agora kind of stomped, and then second game Azura Rage kind of stomped, and this game we saw really, really balanced mid game. We
Right.
saw a couple of mistakes, probably in shot calling from Ian Fidalgo, kind of diving in, being as aggressive as he's usually been, and really losing some of those key fights and allowing Extras to gain my MVP because of that insane lead and just being able to tear through people. Absolutely fantastic.
Extras heard us complaining about the Hurricane pick, and she showed us for sure. I really think
That's a comfort pick. That's a really good, good hero to want.
I think the key where Asura Rage lost in this game was when they're committing people to rotations. We saw especially in that last Orb Prime. Book Synchroman was the first one there, and he was the only one with potential to steal the Orb Prime. However, Asura Rage still moved 2 more people that are with her. And when you're going against a team that now has Orb Prime and is significantly ahead on CP, that's going to be an extremely risky play, which Asura just could not afford.
It does seem like Azura Rage has a really reckless play style, and a lot of the time, and we've seen it over the series, that that's really worked out. Them sometimes trickling in to allow for for some of their players to deal a little bit extra damage while other people rotate. But in this game, it's a lot closer, and not exactly what Azura Rage has actually previously experienced. And that had caused that more aggressive play style to be capitalized on as they trickle into that Orb Prime, as you said, and Books and Command getting taken out, and then Ian Fidalgo getting taken out one by one, and ultimately letting them take an inhibitor and then take another one and then take the game.
Really,
we definitely saw a lot more aggression out of them than we should have done, considering that they were on par. Instead of, especially behind our
right. Hunters of Agora really learned how to lock down Ian Fidalgo and isolate him despite the Enraged from Rampage. Every time he was one of the first ones down without being able to effectively set up for his team.
Yeah. But we saw really, really good CC onto Ian Fidalgo, and really good. What Hunters of Agora did really well is peel Ian Fidalgo away from his team, so that they could actually manage to focus this Enraged Ian Fidalgo, or at least get him out of the fight, so that they can focus the more squishy teams. And because Angry Bird wasn't there most of the time, they got 3 kills on squishy high 2 side and
Well, congratulations to both of these teams for getting so far. They've showed some really excellent play throughout the tournament, and especially congratulations to Hunters of Agora for taking the first For Fun tournament first place, hosted by Wretched and Divine. I've been Swistic. We're honored to have had this opportunity to cast for you all, and we hope we'll see you in the next tournament. Goodbye.